So the first question of the exercise: a thermally insulated closed copper vessel contains water at 15 degrees Celsius. When the vessel is shaken vigorously for 15 minutes, temperature rises to 17 degrees Celsius. So because of the vigorous shaking of the vessel, temperature is increasing. Mass of the vessel is 100 gram and the water in it is of 200 gram. Specific heat of copper and water is given. How much heat is transferred to the liquid vessel, how much work done on the system, and how much is the increase in the internal energy. Answer first. So what do we have? We have temperatures 15 degrees Celsius and 17 degrees Celsius. So the change in the temperature is 2 degrees Celsius. And if you want to have this in Kelvin, you can find that in Kelvin also. The difference will be 2 Kelvin only. If you are confused, so 15 degrees Celsius will be 273 plus 15, that is 288 Kelvin, and T2 will be 290 Kelvin, so that difference will be 2 Kelvin. So 2 degrees Celsius or 2 Kelvin is the difference. Mass of the vessel is 100 gram, that is 0.1 kg. Mass of water is 200 gram, that is 0.2 kg. Specific heat of vessel or the copper is 420 joule per kg per Kelvin, and specific heat for water is 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin. Now in the first part, we need to find heat transfer to the liquid vessel. So the amount of heat transfer to the liquid vessel is 0, because the internal heat is shared in between the vessel and the water. It is also given that it is thermally, the vessel is thermally insulated. So we are not giving off any energy from external source. Okay, so heat transfer is 0. It is a thermally insulated system. The internal heat is shared in between the vessel. The internal heat is shared in between the vessel and the water. So there is no external heat exchange or heat transfer. Now next is work done on the system. As the heat transfer is 0, work done on the system will be equal to heat produced. Okay, so when you are vigorously shaking, some heat is produced. Remember, this heat is not given by any external source, because the walls are thermally insulated. So because of the shaking, the internal energy is increasing, heat is increasing, so heat is produced. So work done on the system will be equal to the internal energy, change in the internal energy. Okay, externally there is no change in the heat, because it is thermally insulated. When we are vigorously shaking it, then the kinetic energy of the particles is increasing, which is in turn telling us that the internal energy is changing. So we can find the work done using the formula of specific heat capacity of internal energy. So it will be 100 into 10 to the power minus 3, or you can say 0.1 kg into 420 into temperature difference is 2 Kelvin plus 0.2 kg specific heat 400, temperature difference 2. Okay, this is mc del T, mc del T, internal energy. Okay, so from here dW will be, after solving this, it will come out to be 1764 joules. Now the next part, this is the work done on the system, and we need to find the internal energy. So as the work heat exchange is 0, the work done will be negative of the internal energy will be the negative of the work done, so it will be 1764, or you can, for now you can write internal energy is equal to the work done, 1764 joules. In the second question, there is a figure which shows a paddle wheel coupled to a mass of 12 kg through fixed frictionless pulleys. Paddle is immersed in liquid at heat capacity, which is given in adiabatic container. So adiabatic container means that the heat exchange will be 0. Consider a time interval in which the 12 kg block falls slowly through 70 centimeter. So this block will be falling slowly. We need to find heat given to the liquid, work done on the liquid, rise in the temperature of the liquid. Second one, so first thing they are asking is the heat. So again, similar to the first question, heat exchange is 0 because this is adiabatic process. So heat is not given to the liquid. Instead, the mechanical work done is converted to heat. Next, work done on the liquid. So work done will be equal to the loss in the potential energy. Work done will be equal to the loss in the potential energy. So of 12 kg mass. So it will be mgh 12 into, let's take g to be 10 and height is 0.7, which it's falling. So work done is 84 joules. Then the rise in temperature del T is to be found out. So for this, what we can do, we know that the work done is equal to internal energy 84 equal to ms or mc del T. So 84 mass 1, specific heat 4200 del T. So del T will be equal to 84 over 4200, which will give us 0.02 Kelvin. So this will be the change in the temperature. In the third question, a 100 kg block is started with speed of 2 meter per second on long rough belt cap fixed in horizontal position. Coefficient of kinetic friction is given. We need to calculate the change in the internal energy of block belt system as block comes to stop. Then consider the situation from frame of reference moving at 2 meter per second along the initial velocity of the block. So as seen from this block, the block is gently put in on a moving belt, and in due time the block starts moving with belt at 2 meter per second. We need to find the increase in the kinetic energy as it stops slipping past the belt. Finally, we need to find the work done in this frame by the external force holding the belt. So again, long questions. Third one, first of all, mass of the block. 100 kg. Internal energy, not internal energy, rather the velocity is given 2 meter per second. Then mass 0.2, final velocity is 0, initially it is 2. So we know this formula. So in this situation, del q is 0, dq is 0, no heat is exchanged. So ultimately dw is equal to minus du, or du is equal to minus dw. So from here du will be equal to minus, work done can be found out by the change in the kinetic energy. So which will be minus, this is 0 because velocity is 0. So change in the internal energy is 200 joule. Calculate the change in internal energy of a gas kept in a rigid container when 100 joule of heat is supplied to it. So fourth one, heat 100 joule given. We know that this formula is there by first law. Container is rigid. It is given that container is rigid, which means that volume cannot change. Any rigid object has fixed volume, so change in volume is 0, so which means work done will be 0. So ultimately del u equal to del q equal to 100 joules. In the fifth one, the pressure of gas changes linearly with volume from 10 kilopascal 200 cc to 5 kilopascal 50 cc. We need to calculate work done by the gas. If no heat is supplied or extracted from the gas, then what is the change in internal energy? Fifth one, so pressures are given. P2 is 50 kilopascal and volumes given V2 50 cc cubic centimeter. First thing, work done on the gas, it will be equal to half the total pressure. Total pressure is 50 plus 10, 60. Okay, 60 into 10 to the power 3 pascal, and the change in the volume, so V2 minus V1, that is 50 minus 200, and it is in cc, so we can convert it into meter cube, so 10 to the power minus 6, so it will come out to be minus 4.5 joules. Second part, change in heat is 0, so du equal to minus dw, so it will be 4.5 joules. Sixth question, an ideal gas is taken from initial state I to final state F in such a way that the ratio of pressure to absolute temperature remains constant. So what will be the work done by the gas? So this one is the sixth one. So it is given that the ratio of the pressure and temperature is constant, so this means ratio of initial pressure temperature will be same as ratio of final pressure temperature. initial, final. Now if their ratio is constant, it will mean that the volume, change in volume is 0. That is volume, this thing means volume is constant, so the change in the volume will be 0. So again work done is P del V, so work done will also be 0. In the given figure we have 3 paths which a gas can take from state A to state B. We need to find the work done by the gas in each of the 3 paths. So the situation is (10 kilo Pascal to 30 kilo Pascal, 10 cc to 25 cc. A, and this is B, this is C, and this is D. So one path is this one path is this one, and one path is this one. This is volume, by the way, and this is pressure. So first let's take path ACB. Here work done will be calculated for this path and then this path. So work done for AC path will be P dV and work done here will be 0 because the volume is first AC path, the volume is not changing, the volume is constant, so the work done will be 0. And for BC path work done will be P dV which will be equal to, so the pressure is 30 kilopascal on BC. 30 kilopascal, so this is 30 Pascal, and del V, change in the pressure from 10 to 25 cc. Multiply by 10 to the power minus 6, converting into meter cube. So after solving this, work done for path ACB will come out to be 0.45 joules. Now let's take path AB. So for path AB, work done will be half 10 plus 30 into 10 to the power 3, 15 into 10 to the power minus 6. So this will come out to be 0.30 joule. Now next is path ADB. So it will be AD plus dB. This will give us 10 into 10 to the power 3, 25 minus 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus 0. This part is 0, dB part 0 because volume is not changing. So work done in ADB path will come out to be 0.15 joules. Now question number 8. We have a system taken through some process ABC. 80 joule of heat is absorbed by the system and 30 joule of work is done by it. If the system does 10 joule of work done during the process ADC. How much heat flows into it during the process? Eighth one. So the situation is, let's say we have this path. This is pressure, volume A, D, B, C. First of all, change in heat is given by del U plus del W. If you look at path ABC, del Q is 80 joules, del W is 30 joules. So here you will find del U will be 80 minus 30, that is 50 joules. Now in ADC, del U will be same because it is the path function. Whether you go from here, whether you go from here, del U will be same. Change in the internal energy will be same because it only depends on the points. It is a point function, not a path function. So it is 50 joule. Work done is given 10 joule. So heat in this situation 60 joules. Now in question 9, 50 calories of heat should be supplied to take a system from state A to state B through path ACB. Now we need to find the quantity of heat to be supplied to take it from A to B via ADB. So let's first try to draw the situation. So this is 200 cc, 400 cc, 155 kilopascal, 50 kilopascal. The path is A, D, B, and one path is ACB. So now what we have for path ACB, dq will be 50 calorie. When converted to joule, it will be 210 joule. Multiply it by 4.2, so it will be 210 joule approximately. Then dW will be work done of path AC plus work done of path CB, which will be 50 into 10 to the power 3 into 200 into 10 to the power minus 6 and 0, so it will be 10 joules. So dq equal to du plus dw, which will give us du equal to 200 joules. Now for path ADB, we need to find dq. So we have du 200 joule, same because it is a path function, it is a point function. It only depends on the initial and the final point. Now work done will be work done due to AD plus work done due to part DB. Work done will be 0 as the volume is not changing. Okay, 200 cc. And for dB part, it will be 155 into 10 to the power 3 into 200 into 10 to the power minus 6. We need to convert into meter cube, that's why this part. So this will come out to be 31 joule. So dq will be equal to du plus dw, which will be 200 plus 31. So dq will come out to be 231 joule, and if you want to convert it into calories, divide by 4.2, you will get 55 calorie. In question 10, we need to calculate heat absorbed by a system in going through a cyclic process, which is shown in the figure. So this is the 10th one. Let's draw the situation. This is pressure, this is volume. So one part here, one part here. (300, 100). This is in kilopascal. 300, 100. This is in cc, cubic centimeter. So now heat absorbed will be equal to work done, which is equal to area under the curve. So this curve is a circle, so area of the circle. So heat absorbed will be equal to pi r square. So pi into 10 to the power 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 to the power 3 equal to 3.14 into 10, 31.4 joule.